And speaking of the preseason ID release, Drew, the pro case, the roster is starting to kind of fill up a little bit. Just looking at the roster this morning, it looks like we have some pretty good names heading to that event.
I'm fired up for it. You talking preseason ID like you're saying, like the pro case, it basically leads off our events for the year. This year we are having an Aurora preseason ID right before the pro case, but the names that are coming through, especially I love the mix right now we have of Illinois, Wisconsin. We've got some arms coming down from Wisconsin. We've got a couple position guys, and then in Illinois, like Anthony Chavez has been one of like the biggest risers with his left-handed bat over the past, I don't know, 6, 7 months. Ever since the end of the spring season when I saw him into the summer. Ryan Dunchin, Caden Shotzik, Addison Latko, and Max Heineman, two catchers that can really swing the bat. James Fiegelson at St. Charles East. I think he'll draw some eyes, just kind of really checks a lot of boxes there. Brandon Thompson, catcher out of St. Viator, he's got a ton of tools. Really, really good arm from behind the plate, and he's got power with the bat. So Trey Kirchhoff coming down from Wisconsin, he was one of my favorites. I saw him last summer playing. Um, and hopefully it'll just continue to get better, Gav. Really excited to see how this roster shapes up. But I don't know the total number right now. Let me see, 5, 10. Yeah, we're almost at like 15 guys. So trending in the right direction. It is an event that like we're not trying to get 50 guys. We're trying to get the right guys, the guys that should be seen by pro scouts that are trying to earn a spot to the Super 60. And even if they don't earn a spot to the Super 60, get on some of these scouts' radars before their final spring. So such a nice thing to see here, the way this event is trending already.
Yeah, and then Dane, before we talk about like some of this Illinois State game stuff, like the commitments, how many we're at, recent commitments, I just wanted to shout out like your the recruiting roundup stories you've been doing every Friday. Like for anyone interested in looking at what players have committed where in the past week, just go ahead. Every Friday we'll have a recruiting roundup story coming out. Dane is kind of in charge of doing that. So if you don't see your name on there and you have committed, just make sure you um, request to have your profile changed and committed and send something into us so we know that you've committed. And we typically don't post or announce anything on our socials unless we've seen that you've done it on your Twitter or Instagram yourself, just so we're not the ones announcing it for you in case you haven't talked to coaches or anything like that. Um, but just as a heads up, just wanted to shout that out. But yeah, Dane, what do we got? How many state games commits are we at now? Who were some big commitments last week?
Yeah, we're over 145 commitments at this point. John A. Logan is starting to climb up the boards in terms of JUCO commits. They have Blackwell, Janikos, and Umbright, and they're kind of building quite the arm barn right now. Also getting Braden McKendrick and Logan Hickman, two guys that didn't show up to the state games, but we saw them plenty over this past year. And then there's potentially another couple guys going over there, but John A is they're always legit, and it looks like they're getting some big time arms right now. And then in terms of our big commitments, statewide, Mikey Watson and Landon Clements both going to UIC, two big time 2027 infielders. Very fun duo to head to the Flames. Colin Doyle going to Duke, which is a like 6'8", I think, frame. Heading over to Duke, hitting 90. Cole Brent is the guy that's been rising consistently on our boards. He's heading over to U of I. He's gonna be with the Illini. Ryan Wilberding is a future gamer that commits to Marshall, big time catcher for Libertyville. And then Mason Bruce is also another future gamer that's committed to Michigan State on Friday. So some big time names out there.
It was a busy week. Love to see these guys like Mikey Watson, huge riser, like you said, high end athlete, like sub 6'7" runner, can kind of play all over the field, but plays shortstop. Landon Clement, I feel like UIC's been busy, and they've been getting some good ones. So shout out there. Colin Doyle, P, he was like one of your favorites throughout the spring. Invited to future games, couldn't make it down, but there, I mean, obviously had the talent there, committing to Duke. And yeah, Dane, you said it perfectly. Like Cole Brent, huge riser. I think right now, like just shouting it out to the world, like he's probably too low on our rankings. And that's okay. Like we will update it. Those updates are actually coming here pretty soon, Gavin. So we'll be updating every class kind of before the winter really hits home. But Cole Brent, really athletic, left-handed hitting outfielder from normal U High, going over there to Illinois. And yeah, Mason Breach had one of those best outings at the Future Games. He was a part of that first game where everything was going Illinois' direction against Team Indiana, and he was just kind of sinking that fastball, landing the breaking ball for a strike. And he's also a very capable outfielder in his own right. Like, he's definitely a impact two-way guy in high school. My guess is that he's going to be going to Michigan State as an arm, but really, really busy, good week of commits here.